Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Thursday, April 24th. Good close today. We took a little heat early and then it came back and we settled above a short-term resistance in the S&P. Google had blowout earnings after the bell. And so I think we're going to be moving back up. Yesterday was the first day in 8 days that we had a net positive flow because of that Social Security payment. That's what I said, or I was anticipating that. So that happened. My portfolio, if you're interested to know, is very close to an all-time high for the year. And that's because I use the market pullback to add to my stock positions. You know, what I typically do is I have resting limit orders in the stocks that I own to add to them. I've described this in the past. I've used the analogy of going fishing. You bait your hook, you throw the line out there, maybe several lines, you let them sit, relax, go have a beer, whatever. If you hook something, that's great. If not, you leave it out there. And that's what I do. Like, I have a portfolio of stocks, and mainly, you know, these are all the big name techs. I got home builders. I got the big name banks. I have energy names. You know, it's plain vanilla. I don't look for, I don't do penny stocks. I don't look for the next big thing. I stick with companies that are leaders in their industry, innovators, that dominate the marketplace in whatever it is they do. Hopefully they pay dividends, and I just accumulate. You know, I've said that the formula is it's very simple and it's very easy. I mean, I still have one course that you can buy on my website called MMT and Value Stock Selection. I mean, sure, you can buy an index fund like an S&P fund, which is fine, but I actually like owning individual names. I like it. So my approach is just like I put levels out there and I just wait. And if they get hit when the market goes down, see, that's why I don't panic. As a matter of fact, when the market goes down, I'm excited. I like that because I'm, like I get my alerts from Schwab saying you got filled on this and those stock orders, those orders, maybe they were in there for a couple of months. I forget about them. They just put them in. Thinking like, what I use is prior important lows, and I'll put the price just right below that low, and I'll just put it out there as a good until canceled order, and like forget about it. And so when the market pulled back, I think in March I was down a lot. Okay, but now I just looked at my portfolio today and it's like, it's very, very close. Another small, not even a 1% increase, about less than a 0.5% increase in my portfolio now would put me at an all-time, at a new high for the year. And the market's not anywhere near a new high, but that's what you do. That's how you do it. You want to accumulate good assets. Now, I had a guy, first, let me just say this, like, I'm not a fan of weakness or people who are very emotional. Like, I understand we're humans, we can be emotional. There are times when, we're going to be emotional. Could be for any number of reasons. But I find that if you're going to be an investor and you have a tendency or a character trait to be emotional, you have to get that under control. And I'm not a fan of weakness. Like on Saturday is my birthday. I'm going to be 68 years old, okay? I've been going to the gym like my whole life, since I was 13 years old. I do boxing, okay? I'm a year and a half, maybe a little bit more into boxing. I'm not going to quit. I go spar twice a week. I do boxing every day, but I go spar twice a week with guys that are in their 20s. Some of them are even in high school, like seniors in high school. Very athletic. I get beat up. I get punched. I'm not a fan of weakness. And when it comes to this business that we're in of investing, if that's your character, if that's your nature, and if you don't try to, rein that in, then I would say get out. I had a guy today, he sends me an email, he says, Mike, I can't take it anymore. It's too volatile. I gotta go wait until things calm down. He had a subscription to my service for 3 months. 3 months, that's it. I can't take it anymore. Literally, those are the words. I can't take it anymore. It's too volatile. I have to wait. I have to go stop. I find myself looking at the market too many times a day. Then don't look. Very simple, these things. Overcoming a lot of these. I understand, like breaking habits, changing behavior. That's hard. I mean, the first step is the awareness that you're doing something to sabotage yourself. That's step number one. That doesn't change anything. Then you got to work on it. But like if you already know that you've been able to isolate one trigger, I look at the market too many times a day. Don't look. How hard is that? I mean, if the guy already identified one trigger, I look at the market, it's causing me to look at the market too many times a day. Don't look. All right? The only reason I look is because I'm sending out emails to my list of subscribers that I want to keep them informed. Maybe I see something that is not whatever on CNBC or Fox Business. Maybe I see something, which is usually the case. I don't follow those other shows. I don't watch those other shows. Maybe I want to bring it to their attention. That's the only reason. Like these orders that got filled, I wasn't sitting there looking at the screen. Oh, I hope it ticks down another few points. I'm going to get filled. I forgot about them. I forgot about these orders. And now, over the last couple of weeks, it was like boom, boom, boom. It was like mouse traps getting set off. I remember I talked to you guys about the rat that was eating my tomatoes. Well, he's gone anyway. He got, But it's like the traps are getting set off. I got filled. There's a fish on the line. I don't pay attention. I mean, if you already can identify one trigger, I look at the market too many times a day. Well, how hard is it to say to yourself, I'm not going to look? Markets can go through corrections. And actually, like I said, I look at it. You know how many times I say to you guys, like it's really a question of reframing? What is volatility? When people say it's too volatile, what they really mean when they use that word, that's like a polite way of saying it's going down and I can't take it. It's going down. You often hear even like TV pundits and people like that, instead of saying like the market's going down, they say it's volatile. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That creates opportunity. And then to admit, I can't take it anymore. Like, what is so hard to take? Are you getting beaten? Are you in some kind of a horrible condition, a prison somewhere, a hostage, thinking a hostage is over there? I mean, what is so hard to take? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And then when you say, I'm going to wait until things settle down, you know what that is? That's a euphemism for saying, I'm going to buy when the price is high, because that must mean everything is great. People did that, in January, right? They did that in January. They're doing that in gold right now. I mean, people, you got to look inside yourself. I mean, if it's not working out for you, and you're saying things like that openly, you are openly communicating and identifying your problem, but fail to realize it and and as a result, fail to act on it. Or maybe you do realize it and you're still afraid to correct it. I don't know why. Because the behavior is so ingrained, the habit is so ingrained, that thinking pattern is so ingrained that you feel powerless. I mean, the first thing you got to do, like if you go to the gym, let's say you never worked out before. You're not going to go into the gym and bench press 250 pounds. I mean, most people can't anyway, not even close. You'll start off with the bar, just the empty bar, 45 pounds. I can't do anywhere near 250 pounds, but I'm old. And I think the most I ever did in my life when I was younger was bench press 225. I bench press with the empty bar. I might put 2 5-pound weights on it now. I got a bad shoulder, but I mean, like, it doesn't matter. I'm doing something. The point is, you're doing something. If you can identify not only like the fact that you're scared and then you're afraid to face your fears, but you could also identify certain triggers that make you afraid. And how hard is it to say, if you're saying, I can't take it anymore, I can't look at the market, it's scaring the crap out of me, don't look. I mean, if you don't see like 99% of success it comes from behavior. It doesn't come from having certain, some kind of secret formula or system fairy or inside information. I guarantee you there's people with inside information who lost money too because they couldn't handle themselves. They had the information. They either didn't act on it, or they acted on it in a bad way, or they overstayed their welcome. That could happen because it all comes down to behavior. That's how come I always say, when people say, let's look at your track record or any track record, you're not that person. You don't behave as, you could be as close a comparison to that person in terms of your behavior, but you're still not that person. So even a subtle difference in behavior is going to affect the outcome. It's useless. That's why they say past performance is no guarantee of future performance. Now, they don't say it's because of behavior, but that's basically what it is. I remember a story, this is going way back in the 80s. Morgan Stanley, back in the 80s, came up with some kind of a black box trading system for the S&P. And by the way, this story, it was written up in the Wall Street Journal and everything. Probably around 1986, something like that. And this black box trading system at Morgan Stanley, it was killing it, man. It was making profits like nobody could believe this thing, how incredible it was. They had some big time, God damn, I got something. They had some big time mathematician who came up with this thing, okay? And this thing was killing it, all right? And then one day, or over the course of maybe, a couple of weeks, this thing got wiped out. It got killed. And this mathematician, he was interviewed. It was in the Wall Street Journal, an article. He said, basically like, the system is good until it's not good anymore. It has to evolve. You're dealing with dynamical systems. The market is a dynamical system. It is never perfectly predictable. There are millions and millions and billions of inputs. And I don't care how powerful a computer you have. It's like the weather. They have supercomputers and they got believe me, And I think most of you would agree, they got very, very good at forecasting the weather. But sometimes they get it wrong. A lot of times they get it wrong. And like NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the weather services, they have access to these supercomputers that are, and the weather models, they're kind of similar to market models. They have, millions and millions of inputs, all different kinds of things, barometric pressure, winds, upper atmosphere, moisture, everything. I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, but you know what I'm talking about. They got every kind of variable that has to go into those things and calculate. The market has even more. So if you're in this game and you're thinking there must be a way that I could do this without any kind of stress or anxiety, and because I'm too weak to control my emotions. Not only that, because I admit, nobody can control their emotions 100%. Nobody. But make an effort, man. 3 months, I give up. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to wait. Wait for what? Until until the price is much higher, because in that guy's mind, it signals, oh, everything must be good now. Does that work? Wasn't it Rothschild who said, I buy low and I sell high, or something to that effect? I mean, I don't know how else to communicate this, but if you can't control your emotions, and if you're so weak that you can't even lift a pinky to try to work on yourself mentally, and all you have in your mind is I need to find the system fairy, or I need to find that perfect calm moment when only I know about this, nobody else, and that gives me the green light to go in. I mean, struggle is good, people. Resistance is good. Hardship is good. I keep telling you, it's about reframing this stuff in your head. You should run towards that, not away from that. What do you think you accomplished by running away from that? What have you learned? How have you grown? Zero. Discomfort is good. Go towards it, not away from it. Learn, grow, become more resilient. Build up some armor, mental and physical, because that's what life is. I'm sorry. Life is not like a ball of cotton, at least not for most of us, and probably for nobody, okay? There's going to be stresses for everybody. There's going to be times that suck. And you got to have some fortitude. You got to have some resilience. You got to have some strength. I mean, what is this freaking quitting all the time? And I can't take it anymore. It's too volatile. You shouldn't be investing. I mean, stick your money in your mattress, or go buy a CD at the bank or something like that. And then you're still going to be bitching because you're going to say, inflation is eating away at my returns. I don't know, man. Why is it that I see this so clearly? Probably because I went through the evolution personally myself, and I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it. It doesn't end. It's not like you get to a point and okay, I got everything now down pat. Never going to have to worry about a single thing again for the rest of my life. No, it's not like that. I understand that. I mean, life is not like that. Something's going to come out of somewhere and throw a curveball at you. And all you can do is hope that you've built yourself some resilience up to a point where, okay, I'm going to take the hit, and then I'm just going to keep on going. And I'm going to look at that hit as something I could learn from, something I could grow from. And as a matter of fact, send me another hit. Hit me again. I don't know if I said this in the past on the video. I had a friend years ago, and she was going through a hard time. She didn't have a job, and then she was faced with eviction, and she had a young son. And, you know, I was good friends with her. She used to call me up, and she was very distraught. And we'd have a conversation on the phone, and I would tell her, like, you know, I want you to scream out at the top of your lungs, life, is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can throw at me? Send more. Is that the best you can do? And she told me she used to do that, and it would help her frame of mind. Is that the best you can do? Rolling right off of me. Just rolling right off of me, man. Come on. Give me your best shot. Now, you know, when I go to boxing on Wednesday and Fridays, like, I'll be honest with you, I don't like going to sparring, but I go, and when I'm driving there, when I'm getting close to the gym, I try to frame it in my head like, I want to get beat up. I want to feel it. I don't go there like I want to win. I want to, you know, knock these guys out. I want to have no, I switch it around. I already prepare my head for the worst case scenario, and I make that as a positive. I say, I'm going there. I want to get beat up really good, because that neutralizes that fear. You already know you're going in there for that goal. So if that doesn't happen, you know, to the extent of a maximum beatdown, you feel like you had a great session. I feel like I had a great session. So it's all about turning around that frame of mind. It's all about reframing. And like, I don't know what else to say. It bothers me. I'll tell you why it bothers me. And I'm not griping about a loss of a subscription. I'm griping because when I see people who do this, it bothers me because I know that it's like they're sabotaging themselves. And I know that they reached out for help and they don't allow themselves, they don't avail themselves of that help. It's almost like they are saying, I'm not worthy of this. I got to cut it off because I don't deserve it. I don't deserve success. I don't deserve knowledge, education. I don't deserve it. So I have to cut it off, and I have to stay in this muckety-muck situation and wait for comfort to come along so I can feel okay. I don't know who has that life. I mean, I don't know anyone who does. Anyway, that's it for today. Please like and subscribe. And if you want, go to my website, sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. Bye.